5 mistakes wedding filmmakers make. These 5 mistakes are mistakes I've made in my life and I've had to learn from, so I want to show you what they are and how to avoid them in the future. They're easy mistakes to make, which means they are also easily avoidable. Mistake number 1 is using the wrong lens. With lens choices, the lower the number, the wider the focal length, and the bigger the number, the tighter the focal length. And it's been said that 50 to 100 millimeter is the most flattering focal length to use on the human face. Let me show you an example. But here is a shot of our bride at a 14 millimeter, a very wide lens. As you can see, it's just very distorted, not very flattering. And here is the same shot, same composition on the 85. Look how much more flattering Shay's face looks. It doesn't feel as distorted, it feels a lot more natural. And 3, 2, 1, big smile. Love it. Mistake number 2 is composition. Now, when I was first getting started doing weddings, I didn't want to intrude on the photographer. I feel like they owned this space. Since then, I've learned that the photographer doesn't mind if you're hugging their shoulder because they're getting the best shot possible and they know your job is to also get the best shot possible. So here's what I used to do. Everyone is looking in the wrong direction. No one's looking at my camera. I have some bridesmaids that are hidden. What you should be doing is getting front and center so that everyone is looking right at your camera. And that way, when the photographer gets their shot, I can say, hey, when you're done, I'm gonna have them look at my camera. And then once I'm here and the photographer's done, I just do a nice, subtle, beautiful push in with huge smiles right at me, you guys. And then while I'm already forward, I just back it up. Same movement, different direction. Now I have 2 great options to choose from. And this applies not just to bridal party shots, but also to wedding ceremonies with the couple walking down the aisle, or you're composing speeches or anything on the day. Make sure you take the time to get the best composition you can. So don't feel like you're intruding or getting in the way of anybody else. You're there to do your job. Do it politely, but do it well. Mistake number 3 is not enough movement. As you saw from the composition mistake, not only does composition play a huge role in your shot, but movement really brings it to life. When I was first starting out, I used to just sit at the end of the aisle and wait for the couple to walk down. The shot was all right. I mean, I made it work, but a much more powerful shot is getting in the aisle when permitted and following your couple down. I throw on a tight lens, lock my pan axis with the RS2, and walk backwards as the couple is coming down the aisle, and the shots turned out beautiful. Mistake number 4 is speed. Different scenarios call for different speeds, right? So when you're shooting details, I need my speeds to be slow. And a common mistake I see a lot of wedding videographers make, especially beginners, is they do these detail movements way too fast and it just looks really amateur and jittery. A better way to do it is going very slow, very controlled. So I put my RS2 at a follow speed of 5, which is the lowest setting on the RS2. And that just means the slower I go, the more control my movement is. So for example, shooting in 60 frames per second, I get my composition the way I want. And instead of going really fast, I'm gonna go really slow, like so. Keeping it in the center of my frame, and I'm just doing very slow, very controlled. Okay, it doesn't take a lot. I'm just moving probably like 12 to 18 inches left and right, and I'm parallaxing, keeping the subject in the center of my frame. Now, there's also times when you want a faster movement, when I'm filming faster paced things like a dance party or bridals and they're running. So know when to use those fast movements, but also know when to use those slow movements. Mistake number 5 is not getting enough variety. Sometimes when I watch my first wedding videos or the videos of other beginners, I feel like I'm watching a home video. Even with a gimbal and a decent camera, you can still make all the shots feel the same without a good variety. Typically, I'll see beginners just holding the camera at eye level the entire day, panning left and right at everything they see. And this just isn't it. You'll hate yourself on the edit and your video will look amateur and boring. So get a variety, change your perspective, get low, get high, change lenses, get depth, shoot the same thing from 3 to 5 different angles, try different movements, and just have fun with it. Any grandma with an iPad can do a pan around the room. Show the couple that you are an experienced filmmaker, a creative who goes out of their way to get the best shots possible. But you guys, that is it for the 5 mistakes every wedding videographer makes. I hope you don't make those, so learn from this. If you have any further questions, please let me know.